Thanks, Chris. Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to either attend live today, or if you are viewing this later, thanks for making the time to review the recording. As Chris said, my name is Sonia Four. I'm the Academic Success Coordinator here at the college, and basically what that means is that I work every day to try and help our students to be successful. And I work with a fantastic group of people who also have that as their main goal. Our tutors, our campus tutors in our tutoring centers, both at Fauquier and at the Middletown campus, and also the folks in our testing services. So I've been at the college for almost 5 years, but I've been in education, higher education for a whole lot longer than that. I'm not going to say because then you'll be able to figure out how old I am. But I'm going to talk with you today about getting back to school, but back to the basics of that. So a lot of what you will be challenged with in your first semester at school is figuring out how to manage all of the technology that you're going to be working with. So you'll be learning new material in each of your classes, but then you're going to be learning how to access that material, how to work with that material to create things and to complete assignments. So that adds an extra layer of challenge, but hopefully not stress. Hopefully not after this, going through this presentation, that'll alleviate a little of the stress. Just want to make sure, Chris, are you seeing my screen? Yes. Okay, awesome, thank you. It was hard for me to tell there for a minute. All right, so I am going to share this PowerPoint with you. However, I do want to take a few minutes and actually go to some of the locations online that I have linked through this PowerPoint. So again, today we're going to talk about all of the technology that you will be working with at Laurel Ridge. So the very first thing is My Laurel Ridge, and of course that is your portal and your kind of your gateway to everything. You have credentials to log into that. We're going to talk a little bit about that, a little bit about multi-factor authentication, which you may or may not have been introduced to already. We'll talk about the student Gmail account, your Google Mail account. We'll talk about Canvas, which is the learning management system. And Zoom, of course, like we're doing right now. The world is a zoomy place. And we use that for lots of things. We'll talk about Microsoft Office and Google, your choice of which one you are most comfortable with. But those are both free for you to use in creating your documents and saving your documents in the cloud. So gone are the days that you have to worry about which version is the most up to date, because these applications will keep the most up-to-date version always. No more flash drives. And if you don't know what a flash drive is, that's okay. That was a few years ago that we had to always worry about carrying your flash drive with you. There is the ability to print on campus through a WEPA system. We'll talk a little bit about Respondus and what that is, how you use Respondus for proctored testing. And then, of course, your student information system and Navigate, which you will use regularly for enrolling in classes and completing to-do items and making appointments. So let's go ahead and get started. And as I said, the very first thing, multi-factor authentication is required in order to log into your My Laurel Ridge. If you haven't already explored that and set that up, there's a great page devoted to multi-factor authentication from the Laurel Ridge website. Here's a link that I've included right there for you. Whoops, go back there. Go back. There we go. Once you have the PowerPoint that I'm sure Chris is going to share out, you can just click there and it will take you to the page. Or you can go to the Laurel Ridge website, laurelridge.edu, and in the search bar, just simply type in MFA and it will take you to this page. So there's a great video available explaining what that is. and how to set that up. There are multiple ways that you can do that. It's going to be a little bit of your choice, whether you like to be ping on your phone through an app or you want a code sent to you. But either way, this is an awesome additional layer of security, making sure that your academic information, your proprietary information is kept confidential and only for you. So please set that up. If you have any problem setting that up on the page on the website, it will give you a link on how to contact or who to contact to get assistance if you need help setting that up. Once you have that set up, you're going to be able to log into My Laurel Ridge. And of course, the My Laurel Ridge button, you will find the button and the access point to My Laurel Ridge in the top right-hand corner of your Laurel Ridge website. So laurelridge.edu, then just look for the My Laurel Ridge in the top right-hand corner. Once you click there and you go through that multi-factor authentication, you're going to arrive at your My Laurel Ridge homepage. And as I said, this is kind of the portal or the gateway to everything. You'll see all of the student applications that are listed there. And we're going to go through a number of these today. Okay. So once you are there, one of the first things that you want to be sure that you check out and to continue to check in is the student Gmail. And I would say you should check your Gmail as often as you check social media, but we probably don't want you looking at your email that often. Just kidding. But you do want to check your email frequently. The email is the most common means of communication from your instructors, from other staff here at the college. Your email is, of course, your username, the same username that you're going to use to log into My Laurel Ridge, which is generally your initials, followed by a sequence of numbers, usually 4 or 5 numbers, and then followed by @email.vccs.edu. And that is going to be your Google email. Once you are logged in to My Laurel Ridge, you should just click on that email icon and it should take you right there. One of the other icons that you're going to see there is Canvas. Canvas is what you're going to use for accessing your class materials. Even if you are in an in-person class where you go to the campus and meet in a physical classroom with your instructor and your classmates, chances are your instructor is going to be delivering a lot of your materials and maybe requesting that you submit some of your assignments and or complete other activities through Canvas. Okay. One of the things that you want to be sure that you do is to complete the Canvas tutorial. Once you click on Canvas from the My Laurel Ridge, it will open this dashboard for you. And this is where all of the courses that you are currently registered for will show up. There will be a little tile there for each course that you are signed up for. In addition, you will have that Building with Canvas tutorial, and that should be there already. Your courses will not, a lot of your courses will not open or be accessible until just before the term starts. But this Canvas tutorial should be there and accessible for you. And that would be a wonderful goal to, a little at a time. It takes a little while to work through all of this tutorial, but that would be a great goal for you to set to be sure and complete that before the term starts. Okay, so please check that out. As I said, this tutorial, here's a link directly to it, but once you log into Canvas, you click that red icon, it will open up Canvas and all of the tiles there. And again, one of those tiles is the tutorial. Just click on that and it will start for you. Of course, and here's what the tutorial homepage looks like. You just click on Start Here. It couldn't be any easier than that. And it will walk you through everything from setting up your notification settings. You can choose whether you want Canvas to let you know when someone responds to a discussion board post in a class or when your assignment is graded. So there are options there of how often and how much communication you want from Canvas. So you can set that up to your own choice. At the very least, you want to make sure that when announcements are posted, you're getting that communication. An announcement in your class is going to be Just kind of like if you're using Facebook, it's kind of like a Facebook feed or a Facebook post. It's going to be something that becomes available in your class for you and all your classmates. These are so important because if it's important enough for your instructor to take the time to post that for you and all of your classmates, it's going to be something that's beneficial to you. It could be additional explanation on assignments or confirmation reminders of due dates. So please be sure that you are that you set up your notifications to receive reminders or receive notifications about that. And when you are logging into your classes, always check for announcements in your class. Okay. There's also a little help section where you can look up specific questions that you may need help with on Canvas. And then there's also a link to our student handbook there in the tutorial. So again, Canvas is going to be one of the main things that you use because that is the access point for your classes. There will be discussion boards for some courses. There will be other activities, maybe journals to fill out. There will be you will submit electronic documents that you will now create using Microsoft 365 or Google, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. You'll create those electronic documents and then submit them right into that class. Very rarely anymore do we print out papers and carry them to class and hand them to the instructor. Most things are in electronic format, so you're going to want to understand how to manage that. When you log into Canvas, one of the other things that I want to be sure and draw your attention to is that along the left-hand side navigation, you should see a star and Laurel Ridge Resources. And that will link you to a page of tech resources that really kind of mirrors the presentation that we're going to have today. It's a link to most everything that we're going to talk about. So that will be a great way for you to review and explore in further detail some of the things that we're going to talk about. Okay, so please, when you log into Canvas, look at the left-hand side navigation and check out Laurel Ridge Resources. There's more information about Canvas, Zoom, Respondus, computing, which includes both Microsoft and Google, and then a separate Google tile, and then support, how to get support, technical support for any of these applications. And just as a reminder, I do want to just throw this out there. If you have questions, please, by all means, ask them as we go. Don't try to save them to the end. It always makes more sense if you ask them as we're going, and it's generally more in context with what we're talking about. So if you have any questions, you can type them or you can just unmute and ask questions. I don't mind that at all. So let's talk about Zoom. So each one of you have your own Zoom account that you are able to use, not just to join meetings, but you can actually create meetings. You could put together a study group among yourself and some of the your classmates, and meet in Zoom to share ideas to study. So Zoom is a very, very helpful tool. In addition, some of your synchronous classes may have virtual meetings scheduled for the class. So synchronous, of course, means it's like synchronized, like happening at the same time. So if you have a course that expects you and your class, the instructor expects that you and your classmates will all be meeting at the same time, if it isn't on campus and in person, then you're going to do that in Zoom, very likely. So those synchronous classes, those do exist, and sometimes you will have an instructor who expects you to meet at the same time in Zoom weekly or maybe bi-weekly or even just a few times throughout the term. Other virtual meetings that you could have in Zoom include advising meetings. And of course, in my world, our tutors meet in Zoom and are available for Zoom appointments or for dropping in. Students may drop into Zoom and ask questions at any time. So Zoom is a very helpful tool that we use frequently here at the college. by going through those resources and clicking on the Zoom link, you'll have an opportunity to join a test meeting. If maybe you're trying out a new computer, you want to see if it's working for on your cell phone or other device, you can go into a test meeting, and also you can download the application and do some other things there. Microsoft Office. So Microsoft Office is a desktop application, and lots of folks have used that for years and years, and it lived on your computer. And so you would create documents and save them, and then those things lived in your computer, and you had to always make sure that you were saving and updating. And then things changed, and Microsoft became a virtual application that could be managed in what we call in the cloud. Okay, so in the cloud just means that you're going to log in to an account that's going to be constantly up to date and accessible to you from anywhere. So now when you're creating your Word documents or an Excel spreadsheet or anything within that Microsoft Office suite, you can create that and then go to another room or to another building on campus and log in and access that very same document, and then get in your car and go home and access the very same document. You don't have to worry about it being up to date. It's a wonderful thing, but you have to know how to use it, and it can be a little tricky until you get used to it. So if this is something that's new for you, I would really encourage you to access this page through, again, through that Canvas resources on the left-hand navigation. Click on the one that says computing, and that is where you would find the Microsoft Office information. Every single student is provided with a free Microsoft account. And then you'll set up your account, and then you're off and ready to go and start creating and saving documents. I'll say this many times: if you have any concerns about managing any of the technology that I'm talking about today, our academic support services, myself included, we can meet and talk about any of these things in further detail. We can provide support for that college computing piece of entering college. We can help you to become familiar with all of these things and make sure that you are ready to create and save documents and submit your assignments in the way that they need to be. Again, Google Documents is very similar to the Microsoft 365 application in that when you create a document, then you can log out and log back into it from a completely different location, and it's going to be the same document that you created. If you are thoroughly familiar with this, then you may not even remember the other version, and that's probably a good thing because it wasn't nearly as easy. So Google has very similar applications. Google Docs, and of course Slides is this very, very similar to PowerPoint. So there are applications to suit all of your needs, and it's really going to depend on you which one you feel most comfortable with. Both are very easy to use with Canvas, with your courses. It's a simple click of a button once you're logged in, and you can access your account for Microsoft or for Google and be able to attach and submit documents that you've created in those applications. Very, very easy. As I mentioned before, we don't have a whole lot of physical printing in college anymore. Most all documents are electronic, but there is a system for printing documents at the campus, and it's called the WEPA system. You would need to create an account and fund that through a bank card or credit card. You can add funds to your WEPA account, and then you can print from campus. You can email things directly to your WEPA account, and they just pop out of a big box here with a printer inside here at the college. It's a pretty cool thing. So you do not have to worry about having your own personal printer at home. Of course, that's a convenience. If you have one, fantastic. But if you can get to the campus, you certainly can manage all of your physical hard copy printing through that WEPA system. So again, the support for the technology comes in two different, kind of twofold. If you find that something is not working properly and you think that maybe you need technical support, like information technology or our instructional technology team, there are ways to get help for that. And this is an example of that. So there are help requests that you can submit online, or you can call up and actually talk to a real live person of one of our instructional technology folks and explain to them what's happening. And if that truly is an issue with the technology, or maybe you're just getting used to using it. If you need support for managing this technology, whether it's the Google Docs or the Microsoft Office or Canvas, any of those things, you can email the tutoring center, and it's real easy. Tutoring center at Laurel Ridge. Those emails come directly to me, and then I can try to get you set up with an appointment to meet with me or another of the tutors to walk through some of that technology. You can also just go into Navigate, which we're going to talk about in just a second, and make an appointment for course tutoring or academic success coaching in the academic skills service is what you would choose as your subject or the service that you're looking for. So very, very easy way to just get some support on that. Of course, SIS is the Student Information System. You may have already used this. If not, you will use this frequently. This is the place where your personal data lives, and you should always keep that up to date. Remember, we only know about you what you tell us about you in that respect. And when you graduate, believe it or not, there's no diploma in that little thing that they hand you when you go across the stage. Your diploma is mailed to you. So if you don't have your physical mailing address up to date, your diploma may not find you. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep that up to date, as well as your other means of other contact, like your alternate email address or a phone number to reach you. SIS is also, as I said earlier, where you're going to register for courses. And that's an important part of your progress, getting the courses that you need to complete your degree. And there you can also manage or monitor your finances, which might include financial aid or a payment plan, however you're managing to the cost of attending and managing your finances there. You can check all that out through this SIS. Navigate is a kind of it's a similar in that you'll be able to see all of your personal information in there, and you'll also be able to look at a brand new feature that we have called your academic planner, where you'll be able to explore that and the courses that you'll need to take to complete your degree. Also, this is where you will complete your to-dos if you have a to-do list, and it will give you a list of activities and events coming up. So Navigate is something that you will hopefully be accessing regularly to see what's on the to-do list for you. And of course, this is where you make your appointments, whether it's an advising appointment or a tutoring and academic support appointment with the folks on my team. So that is a quick run through. Does anyone have any specific questions before I dive into the website? I want to show you specifically where to find some of these things. Oh, does someone have their hand up? I just saw something flash on the screen. Maybe not.
I think we're all good here.
Okay, awesome. So that's it for the PowerPoint. And again, the PowerPoint does have some links there. And when you receive that, if you have the PowerPoint, you'll be able to click and go to some of the places that I want to take you to right now. So give me just a minute to open this up again. And I'm going to bring this over here. And so are you now seeing the Laurel Ridge website?
Yes.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, so again, here we go. We'll step through this real quick. My Laurel Ridge, top right-hand corner of the website. When you click there, it is going to take you to the home page. Again, if I were not already logged in, it would be asking for that multi-factor authentication. Again, I want to show you how easy it is to find information about those things. So I might have a couple different tabs going here at the same time, but our website is search. It's set up for searches. So if you need to find anything, putting in some short list or some keywords is the best way to do that. So here we go, multi-factor authentication. This is the page that I was referring to earlier in the PowerPoint, and the link is directly to this page. Here's that video about multi-factor authentication and some great information about how to get that set up and where to go if you need help logging into your My Laurel Ridge account. Okay, so MFA, that's the keyword that you want to search for to get information about that from the website. Again, here on SIS, let me just narrow this down so you see the student applications. Canvas, again, going into Canvas, you will see the tiles of the courses that you are registered for. Most of those courses only become accessible about 72 hours prior to the course start date. So you won't be able to really get in there and poke around in your classes until much closer to the start of classes. However, you can get in there and complete this Building with Canvas tutorial. Again, just click on the start here and it will walk you right through everything that you would need to know. And again, that would be a great goal to set for yourself if you have not already, to complete that before the start of classes, so that you are beginning with definitely ahead of the curve and not behind the 8 ball when classes start. The Laurel Ridge resources along the left-hand navigation. Again, this is a great place to find out more details about some of the things that I mentioned briefly today. So Canvas, this is going to give you not only a link to the tutorial, but it will give you some additional guides and support. Now is the time before classes start to explore these things and to make sure that you are ready. Did I mention that Canvas has a mobile app? If you are using any type of mobile device, an iPad or your phone, to complete any portion of your classwork, whether it's a discussion board or assignments that you're completing, there is a specific app for that. So get in there and download the app to your device. And have that all ready for the start of classes. Again, every single thing here that we talked about, Zoom, inside there is all of the information that you need to be able to test out Zoom, add that application to any of your computers or devices, test that out. You can manage some of your Zoom, so your account in there as well. If you want a photo to display instead of your name, you can do that. All kinds of great things that you can do with Zoom. Respondus, again, Respondus is a proctored exam application that you could be asked to use. Your instructor may ask you to take an exam in such a way that you are locked into your Canvas course instead of being able to Google any answers. So this will lock you into that system, and also maybe will use a video recording to record you while you're taking your exam. It sounds a little odd. You get used to it. Most of the time after you get into the exam, you don't even think about it anymore. But it is a way that the instructor can help to make sure that you're upholding academic integrity, and that you're you and you're the person who's taking your exam and not accessing any other resources while doing it. So you will need to download that to your computer. It's a very quick download, and it doesn't do anything harmful at all to your computer. Please don't be concerned about that. You may or may not need to use this depending on your instructor, depending on the type of class that you're in. Your instructor may ask that you come to the testing center at either Middletown or Fauquier or Luray Page to take your exam. That is something commonly that is common from instructor to instructor to ask you to take your test in a proctored situation. So some of them use the application so that you can test at home in a proctor using this proctoring software, or to come to a real live proctor at our testing center. Again, if this comes up in a class, you know now that you can learn everything you need to about Respondus and download that software and to prepare for your exams. Computing has the information about Microsoft Office. And then Google has all of the information that you need about your Google Suite, including your email and the Google access to Google Chrome. Google Chrome is the preferred browser for Canvas. So you want to download Chrome in the most up-to-date version, and then your Google Drive and other applications. There is a list of workspace skills here and some videos to help you learn how to use any of these applications. So this is a really helpful thing. And again, this is the time to do these things. If you have any concerns about being able to manipulate this software or to work within some of these applications, now's the time to get get a leg up on that. And lastly, support. If you need any type of support from information technology services, if you think something's not working right or you can't figure out how to get something downloaded, you do have support. You can ask for help. And again, if it's managing the technology that you need help with, you can create a meeting, or I'm sorry, you can create an appointment for a tutoring session, a tutoring meeting through Navigate, and you'll be able to work with a tutor or me to walk through any of this technology that you are going to need to use. I think that is just about it. And I'm going to open it up to questions. I know that was a whole lot of information, but most everything, when you receive this PowerPoint and the video recording, you'll be able to access those links, or you'll be able to follow through or follow along and access those things on our website. Hopefully it's been informative to you. I know it was a whole lot, and I will pause and you can ask any questions that you have.
I think we're good here.
Okay, awesome. Chris, is there anything that you can think of that I forgot? Anything that you, in your experience, and students are asking?
I think you covered it really well, especially the MFA and how to schedule to meet with a tutor and everything. I think you got it.
Okay, awesome. Well, yes. So that's a good point. I didn't really get into making an appointment. So let's take a look at that. Since I'm still screen sharing for just a second, I'm going to log in here. Maybe it'll even ask me to do MFA. Nope, looks like it's going to take me right in there. In Navigate, which is where you have your to-do list, you're able to make appointments, and you can explore your planner, your academic planner. You can take a quick look at that. This is really awesome to be able to it's like going on a trip, and you're going to plan every step of the way to your destination. This is again where you make appointments, and you would just choose to schedule an appointment, and then you're going to have options on who you need to schedule with. Be sure to, there's a vast difference between academic support and tutoring and academic advising. We are not equipped to answer questions about course registration, but we certainly can direct you back to the people who can. So just be careful there. But course tutoring and academic success coaching, that is class tutoring. So if you need help with math or English, you're writing a paper, we have tutors to help with that. And I won't go into too much detail there, but this is where you would make your appointments. You choose the course that you need help with. As you can see, there are lots of courses listed, and we offer tutoring in either in person at the tutoring centers or in Zoom in the main subject areas of English, math, and sciences. Okay? So that is as another little peek into Navigate. If you haven't already used it to make appointments, this is how you would do that. Thanks, Chris. And it doesn't appear that there are any more questions. It's been my pleasure to talk with you today. I know that was a whole lot of information. If you are struggling at all in managing any of the technology that you'll need to use for your classes, or for managing any other piece of your academic career here at Laurel Ridge, please contact us at tutoringcenter@laurelridge.edu, or come by the tutoring center at Middletown or Fauquier and work with one of our tutors. We're definitely here to help you.